But Shirley, I just kind of wanted you to
Okay,
introduce yourself.
Alice, I just wanted you to know there was one other guy.
Patty, I'm sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. Would you try that again? No, it looks like she's frozen.
Okay, great. I was on the call. It's kicking on here. Don't touch it. I did it already. Okay, good. Yeah, so I invited one guy who needed some questions answered, and I thought he's a brand new associate, and he may join us as well.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Absolutely.
Of course.
So, Shirley, if you don't mind, if you could kind of refresh Patty a little bit about your background, who you are. She'll get to know you really well, but she deals with a lot of people, so I just kind of wanted you to remind her, and then maybe introduce her to Sally and Raphael and Isagenix, who aren't here with us, and maybe tell her about a couple of your key people, and then just let her kind of do what she does. I told her just to be herself and kind of share the dream, what her and Herb have accomplished, and then I'm just going to be quiet and let you guys get to know each other better. So, Shirley, if you want to start with a quick introduction, and then we'll turn it over to Patty.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for the time. Tonight I look forward to adding even more knowledge on. I've got a strong background in health. I'm a doctor of naturopathy. I've written a book. I do a lot of traveling and doing yoga, all kinds of health and wellness. But I'm really, really passionate about network marketing as a vehicle. I've been in about 5 different companies. I've always done well. I've always done above the fray, but I've never hit it like big, big, big. And so, I wasn't super excited when Chuck called, but all of a sudden I'd been looking for something, and there it was, and took a quick look and, a look all around, and decided that it was a great fit for my health background and for the integrity of the company, since I'd been with a few and bad choices. So anyway, I don't do things halfway. I'm on this. I love it. I'm real impressed with leadership. Normally I've had to be the leader, and I don't have to do that. So I can just work, and that gives me a lot of flexibility. I've had a lot of success with my Facebook Lives. I'm doing those every day, and I'm going to do those until I become executive. I made a decision today, and I'm getting a lot of views on that and customers. And I'm working with Sally Leonard, who had a home meeting tonight with 6 people. We have some good results coming out of there. Isagenix and Raphael are also on the call, and they became managers right away. They're top-notch professional folks. We also have Sheila Darling, who has a lot of experience. She's a psychotherapist. Everyone's that I'm working with is kind of fit, healthy, business-minded, and we've got a nice team of leaders. And I'm honored to be here. So thank you very much, Chuck, for having put this together.
Awesome. Yeah, and I remember our phone call. You're
do?
awesome.
Yeah. Good,
yes,
good.
Of course I do. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm very excited to be here as well. It's good that you're doing those calls every day. I know that when we started doing, besides the weekly events, we were doing 3 calls a day. We worked up to so that we could one the morning, afternoon, and one in the evening, just going over the opportunity for people, because we knew people in different parts of the country, and then they could plug in and plug their people in. Now then it was just conference calls. It wasn't Zoom. This is more cozy. Everybody gets to see each other, and it just helps people because it's the story. And I think even the people listening need to remember that the story never gets old. I've told my story 40 million times, I think, and the deal is it's my testimony. There's no taking it away, and that's the whole idea of keeping it simple. It's your story, the company story, the comp plan, and that's that. And then how many times can you show the plan, and can you do it how many times a day? And that's perfect. So you're doing these calls, they're to show the plan, right? They're not training.
They're not right now. I mean, my background, as I said, is alternative medicine, but I've been away. I've got this Dr. Shirley thing. I've written this book, and I have this business, Dr. Shirley Says, but I put it away for about a year. And so okay. Right now I'm reestablishing myself as a health expert and professional. So the Facebook Lives I'm doing, but they are doing to create that efficacy, not efficacy, I'm sorry, validation of what I'm doing. And but I did receive 2 customers today from those, and a lot of calls and inquiries. So I'm incorporating the Isagenix products, but right now it's more getting myself out there. as a health professional and expert again.
Okay, good. So it's to develop leads then.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay, and then these would be a good platform then, the Zooms or conference calls,
Yes.
to show the plan once you have leads to direct there, and your team can direct people to hear the overview through yourself or Chuck or any of us that can help as well. I mean, you know your story better than anyone else. The key for your team is to know your story as good as you know your story. I know I was able to tell our mentor's story, I think, better than he told it. But the thing was when he showed up, the place was packed. If he was ever to show up somewhere, we always had a lot of people, but that was rare back then. So, we didn't have a lot of all this.
I know, it's great. This makes a big difference. Yeah, I agree.
Big difference. So let me say this. What type of questions, I know this is awesome that you're going for executive. I know that you know the philosophy of our build, which is putting the majority of the people, down the one team and have a team effort to build one side. I think that's crucial to wiping out the 2/3 responsibility on this 2/3, 1/3 binary, right? And then you go to your focus and start to build. But you're utilizing that philosophy, correct?
Oh, absolutely. And it's a new one to me. I've only worked in one other binary, and and it was tough. I still, that last company I left, there's 21,000 on one leg, so it was tough. It was. So I'm all about listening, and I'm all about, just following the yellow brick road here. So yes, that's what I'm doing. I think I have 3, almost 4 on my left, and then I have, finishing up the next 3 in the next couple of days.
Okay, fabulous. Fabulous. Well, what kind of questions might you or anybody on your team that's on this line have? And anybody can have an opportunity to ask me some questions, because I'd be happy to answer those.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, and I think I understand everything, but I guess I'd be more, looking for, you succinctly, as far as for training. I'm using everyone to plug in for you and for Chuck and for everyone else. As I said, it takes me away, from that role. But I've been pretty pleased with everything. That's for sure. And I appreciate the calls that you have every day. I mean, what would you say if someone's just getting started, as far as the income, how fast, who's going to determine how fast someone's going to go? I mean, what would you say to help someone to go fast?
Well, and I'll quote Kathy Coover with the pace, the pace of the leaders, the pace of the pack, Hold on. Hold on a second, guys. We have a little emergency warning of flood. Why is that so loud? Oh my gosh. We had a lot of rain. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, the pace of the leaders, the pace of the pack, however fast you go. I was actually did a call for somebody yesterday and was discussing the fact that I think one of the things that most people in this, including even on our own team, lack is urgency. The urgency of the build, because with the way that we train and teach you to build in the compensation plan, there is urgency. If people don't open their account now, then they're going to miss out on people. And are you telling people that? So in other words, if I say, okay, I'm going to put, like Herb and myself, we had 2 full teams to build. So we opened the account and I put Herb on the right and then the next 21 people down the left. When we had our first gathering, everyone there knew, as I went through my story, the company story I kind of had, but then pressed play on a DVD that I watched it with them for the first time. So it was like I didn't really go and waste a whole bunch of time trying to figure out what's the exact perfect video for this person. You know what I mean? Like, it was just urgency. And then I talked about the comp plan and how, what we're going to do is wipe out this leg here, this responsibility on this leg. We're placing everybody one on top of the other over here. And they quickly realized that if they got in before the person next to them, that they would be on their team. So it was a race. There was no calling it in at that point. It was all computer. and they were popping in one under the other, and the excitement of that. We had, ordered the equivalent of an ultimate pack. And then at that time, we had determined that the pack to utilize as a duplicatable pack was the 30-day pack, which we're going to push to have renamed to the basic pack. Because I don't want people with the mentality it's 30 days and that's that. So we're pushing to have that basic pack, which is the 30-day that we know. And so we ordered 5 of those, overnighted those. So 5 of the people that wanted to get started, because I personally called over 80 people, less than 20 showed up. And had 5 for the first 5 hands that went up, and then the rest had to wait, for their packages to arrive. And then they saw that and what was going on. For those that got it, some wanted to use the program, they weren't interested in the business or whatever, and that's kind of par for the course. But yet, if they're interested in the business, then they would put one on the right and then start placing down that left leg. That is huge, because people get more excited about people coming on their team than anything, I notice. It's the most exciting thing ever to watch people come on your team. Like they get so excited to think, oh my gosh, who are these people? And then the people who say they're not interested or they don't know anyone or whatever, which is another way of saying they're not interested in the business for whatever reason. When you call them and you're coaching them through the program, and all of a sudden you say to them, my goodness, you're looking at their back office and it's like, you have 22 people on your team. They're going to either say, well, what does that mean or not? But that build, that excitement is, it's urgent. It causes an urgency. And I don't know about you, but that's exciting, because there's nothing that replaces enthusiasm and then working with enthusiasm in an urgent fashion. That's the ticket, and I say it over and over and over, and I don't see many people really act on it. Like, oh my goodness, if I don't tell them, somebody's going to. I've got to tell and I say this at every meeting, everyone is going to hear about this. They're either going to hear about it through you or through someone else. So that's, I think, my biggest teaching that I can emphasize, because we go through the specifics on a lot of things all week long, but if you can start to have such a panic almost,
I like
own
that.
the momentum. Some people get stressed out when I talk like this. Other people who, especially if you have a competitive edge at all, a spirit at all, then you love this.
I love this. I've got actually a good friend of mine, been friends for many, many years, and one of her close friends is from Korea, and her dad actually owns a holistic health company, like through Korea, and they're like just out of their heads. So I've been telling people on the team today, like, these people are coming on tomorrow, you want to jump in, or you want to, have them, you jump in under. So I appreciate, that. I think I need to do more of that and let people know all the activity that's happening, because the team has grown pretty quickly, and I've been happy with it.
Yeah, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah. Good. Anyone else? So Sally, Raphael, you always have questions. Isagenex, what comes to mind so we can take advantage of Patty's time in a manner?
This is Raphael, and I'm really glad you asked, because I couldn't wait. Isagenex had to run out because she had to teach that class. But I have a question. So, Patty, Isagenex and I are in this together. I'm working it primarily, and Isagenex is my wingman, so to speak, which is normally not the case. She has a history. She's a nurse practitioner, in the health area. She's an expert in homeopathy, alternative medicine, and including being a certified nurse practitioner. My background is business. So what I wanted to ask you is, we were just talking about it today because we were redoing our profiles and stuff like that. We're only in it about a week, a little over a week. So the question that I have for you is, so my if I'm being myself, I'm more of the business guy. I'm more interested in the comp plan. I'm more interested in that. And E is, we call her E because it's easy. She's really more into the health part of it. And so I was curious. I wanted to get this started to do the Facebook Lives as well. We've done them in the past. But my question to you is, given our unique combination, how do you think we should posture or pitch ourselves? Me in particular, if I do the Facebook Lives.
Well, are you planning to do them with me?
Some.
I mean, that would be fantastic. I know you guys know that we're doing the live Zooms every Monday and Wednesday. In the Facebook Live now, you're looking to establish a clientele, a following, right? So with Facebook Live, are you saying Isagenix?
We haven't started them yet. Our history of Facebook Live is E did a number of them on her teaching. She teaches mindset and relationships and things like that. So she's done a ton of those, but we haven't started yet with Isagenix.
Okay. Because my suggestion is, I mean, we don't personally do Facebook Lives and get into the Isagenix opportunity overview on a Facebook Live. We want to, maybe full body nutritional cleansing or alluding to, but not saying the name, because what I never wanted people to do was to go just Google Isagenix. And then, because what we found is that weight loss is very personal, and people who have tried everything and nothing works, this works, but they don't know that yet. So we've had people who've been prospecting somebody, only to come to find out that they ended up on the QT. It could have been a cousin or a relative. Call the company to get the program, and then they get dispersed as a lead. Now they're on somebody else's team, and those types of things can happen because it's private. The person has 80 pounds to lose. They have 40 before pictures and no after pictures. They believe that nothing works, and so this isn't going to work. And so they don't even want to tell anybody, especially people that they know that they're going to do this. So for that reason and other reasons, you just want. I feel I would want to be in more of the position of authority, in that I would get the name and number and be able to follow up with them, rather than have them just kind of size me up and figure, I'd rather kind of sell the sizzle, if you will, not the steak. I would want to get them intrigued enough that they would tell me they're interested and let me talk to them and let me help you, coach you through. Now, the fact that E has interest in the products and product knowledge and all of that, and you, Raphael, are more interested in the business, that's a beautiful combination. I mean, I can't help myself but talk about the comp plan. I love it, but I love the products. Like, I can't not talk about the products. Herb and I together really could carry a punch, because we have two different in the scheme of that red, blue, and the scale, and we appeal to different types of people too. So for audiences, we're able to have a broader spectrum that we're covering to appeal to, if that makes sense. You and E are going to come from two different places. So I always say, anytime you can get, especially a male and a female, anytime you can get two different people, if they can be a male and a female, that's beautiful, because it reaches more people. And anytime you can, again, hit the different personality traits. Like, I'm very excitable. I can mirror, but for an audience, I can mirror where somebody's coming from. But in that personality chart, I don't know if you're familiar with the red, green, blue, yellow. I pretty much even on all of them, except the blue is the lowest. But, and then Herb might be more analytical and be more like, so we bring something together. Although, I'm just saying, I mean, it's good. Those types of things are good for, reaching out to larger numbers of people as well. But to do the Facebook Live, I would do something to the effect, I haven't done what you're asking me about, so I can't speak to it with the knowledge. But I definitely, my gut is telling me, just like you would post on a Facebook, on our Facebook, you would put, hey, I'm about to start my nutritional cleansing program. I'm going to take this last, whatever, 10 pounds, stubborn 10 pounds or baby fat or whatever people say in those. Who wants to do it with me, or make sure you're following to watch what happens, or something like that. And then what happens is in the comment section, you're going to have people inquiring. You don't want to answer them on the main thread. You want to go ahead and private message them. I mean, you could politely answer them. Simplicity. It's very simple. But then go ahead and touch base with them on a more individual basis is what we're finding works well. Now, because then you can actually connect, get a phone number, and once you get a phone number, then you can do a three-way, and it's just powerful. Three-ways are very powerful to bring on that quote-unquote cleanse coach or that business professional, whatever it is that's intriguing to them. And in this case, if the post was about business, or a product, then you're gonna bring on one of the top nutritional cleanse coaches in the country as your three-way. And that's scripted. All those scripts are in the back office.
Right, I've seen them. That's awesome. That's great. I really, we can definitely do that. We can do a tag team like on that. We could do that. That's
yes,
easy.
you can. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, today, Patty, I mean, when I did mine, I did not mention Isagenix. I wasn't sure what to do, but I didn't. I just talked about intermittent fasting. I talked about cleansing in the liver and the body, and people are like, "What are you doing? What is this? What do you got?" And then I scheduled the call. So I'm glad I did it inherently. I didn't know, but I'm glad I did the right thing. So thanks for validating.
Perfect. Yeah, and I would definitely work on getting their names and numbers because it's not a real good lead until you can actually speak to them.
I know.
And of course, you could always put out your website and they can go there, but the tendency is, they may piecemeal product together, try this, buy one shake and one cleanse. And of course, we all know that the systems are systems so that people can have a success story. The more of a success story they have, obviously word of mouth works. And remember too, is that you won't have a business if you're not talking about a business. I'm all about, like I said before, I can't not even talk to somebody without telling them about the money. Even though they may not be interested in the money, I'll still say, Jack, this is such a huge opportunity. I mean, this is big, big business. And if Jack says, no, I'm not interested in that. I just want to take off the 25 pounds for the wedding and that's that. That could be the mayor and I don't know anybody. And I disagree with him. Okay, great. Then I agree. Great, fabulous. You don't know, don't worry about it. Don't tell anybody. But as he starts to take the weight off, I already mentioned this is big, big business. I might have mentioned I'm going to make millions with this. This is my ticket to freedom. I might have mentioned a few of these things, but then I don't hammer it. But then he'll watch. And that's when you start going through and you're helping him through the program of whatever he wants to achieve. Now, all of a sudden, you're in his back office. Jack, you got 28 people on your team. He's going to say nothing or I don't care. I'm not interested in that. But the next time you talk to him and there's 42 people, and the next time it's 58, then he might be thinking, well, what is going on? What are you talking about? What's these people on my team all about? And that's how you can backdoor people. Plus, he's going to have people asking him, what did you do? How come you look like that? Oh, my goodness, you got more energy. You look fabulous. Tell me. He's going to have to do something. Right? So people, and by the way, I'd rather take those people that come aboard that are, like I always say, Susie Housewife, who has a big why, than Joe Networker who's looking for a deal. I'd rather have the person who really has a big why that's going to work because their why is so big than somebody that, that maybe owns a gym and is too busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally, is there anything that comes up for you? Sally hosted a very successful home meeting tonight, her first one. We had 6 people show up. She did a great job. I helped out. Is there anything Sally, you can think to fine tune what you're doing?
No, but I wish I did have a good question, but I love hearing what Patty has to say. And having done network marketing, I certainly can agree with all of the things that she has commented about. And I love her idea of urgency. I certainly get that.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
10 right.
Yeah. That's one of the key things is to be urgent.
Starting route to Chick-fil-A. Right on Spring
He's going to Chick-fil-A.
That's funny.
You have those by you? Okay, I'm back. You guys, do you have Chick-fil-A's by you or no?
We just had one open up in Rochester, New York, the very first one. There was like people were standing out all night long for the darn thing. So yeah.
They're
have
awesome.
one too.
They're our favorites.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Patty, I also have, Peter O'Neill was able to join us, so he's listening in, so I'm glad he's able to join us. And then Pete Hamby, Pete, top leader on my team. And then Diane and I have really good friends. Brian and Evelyn Aldridge are also on listening in. So I was glad everybody could make it tonight. If any of you others, I know I told you just to listen in like a fly on the wall, but if you have a quick question for Patty, we're going to need to let her go. So if you have something real quick you want to say, just unmute yourself or raise your hand. I'll unmute you. All right, Brian, I'm unmuting you, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, Patty, we're excited for you to visit St. Louis.
Woo!
And we're talking to everybody, and everybody is impressed. So we're excited. We tell everybody we know.
Awesome. And the thing is, the key is invite 100 and then maybe you get 20. It's crazy, the numbers. That's the craziest thing. Like I just said, I invited over 80 and less than 20 showed up. And I have a background doing this of 20 years coming to Isagenix, right? I had a 20-year background and still those were my odds. So when you have people coming like I'm coming from out of town, you use that as leverage. This is a top income earner that, you get all fired up about it. And, I don't know, I got to get a carpool, find a babysitter, do whatever you have to do. And that type of thing is that urgency to even get people to show up to this event. But yeah, let's pack it. I'm excited to come out.
We got the leaders all out promoted, so we're going to have a good turnout. It's exciting.
Fabulous.
Anyone else? We need to respect her time. So, Peter O'Neill, you want to say hi or anything? I'll unmute you, sir.
Hi.
Very good to meet you, sir.
Hi, nice to meet you too. I'm new to Isagenix, and I got to tell you, I really love it. It's making me feel better. I'm sleeping better. I have more energy, and I'm really excited about it. As a matter of fact, I wanted to talk to Patty so I could order some more product, but we can do that later. Do you have I've been to the website and I looked at some of the videos, and I would like to know, are you supposed to set up a big meeting, or should you do one-on-one meetings with individuals to get them on board?
You can do both. The key is I always say that it's better that remember you have the gold. So we always made, and this was something our mentor told us, people came to us. We didn't go all over association trying to meet people. I still know that where people want to have success and change where they're at and all of this kind of thing, I also still knew that a lot of people set up appointments and didn't show up. So a lot of times, like, again, when we first started, we were doing those calls. I would also schedule if I was doing any people coming to the house type of scheduling. I'd have it are mornings or afternoons better? Mornings, great. Is 10 o'clock? And I give 2 times. Like is 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock better? Once I got an appointment at 11, the next person I called, I would say the same thing. Attempt to schedule a couple people at the same time, believe it or not, because I always knew that chances of them not showing up were good, and I never let on that I had more than one person or whatever coming if it was just supposed to be like just us. But I always started on time. And if somebody else showed up, say, fantastic. I was so excited. They weren't sure. I wasn't sure if they'd be able to get here. So I'm glad that you guys are both able to go through this with you. And then I'd be able to answer any questions that you might have at the end, give you information so you can take it home with you and decide if this is something for you or not. But on those smaller ones, I would share. I'd cut up a bar, or I would do those types of things. We have the body composition machine, which we feel is has been like a secret weapon. It's a Tanita body comp machine. We had it before we started with Isagenix because we were always into health. And we had never seen people drop body fat like this. We both dropped 4 percentage points in body fat in our first 2 weeks doing it wrong. And we were flipping out because we hadn't had the machine years before we had gotten into this. And then we started to see everybody was having success like that. Like my mother lost 37 inches. Every one of those packages comes with a measuring tape. And then my mother lost 37 inches off of the 14 spots on her body where we're supposed to measure. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. She was 84 years old and a heart patient. But everybody that we got on the program started having that type of success.
Nice. I also have a question about, I've been having these shakes for breakfast and for dinner, but I kind of really like to have dinner. So would it be all right to have the shake for breakfast and for lunch and just make a healthy dinner? I mean,
yeah, that's fine. I mean, do you have weight that you want to take off, or you're good?
Me? I'd like to take some weight off.
How much?
I'd like to push through my plateau. I'd probably like to lose between 10 and 15 pounds.
That's not that much. So you will lose that. It's not going to be difficult for you to lose that on this program. I always say the fastest way to lose weight is to use your meal to be the mid-meal. But if it's going to be later, it's fine. I mean, it's just that you have less in your stomach to go to sleep with, and I always find that's going to get you faster results. But the truth is I mean, 10, 15 pounds, you're going to see that. And your body will continue to change. Like if you did take your body composition, your body continues to change, and that your clothes will start to fit differently.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm excited. I feel great. I got to tell you, I can't believe how well I'm sleeping.
Right.
And it's amazing. So one more question for you. How often should I do the cleanse days? Should I do it a couple times a month or once a week?
Yeah. Well, did you do any yet?
Yeah, I did 2. I did 1, and then I said, man, I think I can do 2. So I did 2. It was great.
Okay. So you did 2 right in a row?
Yes, ma'am.
Good for you. And how much did you take off for that when you did that?
That was 7 pounds at the end of my first week.
Wow. That's fantastic, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So here's how we do the race to maintenance. It's in our back office. It's for people that want to do this fast, and then there's people that want to take it at whatever pace. It's totally fine. 2-5-2-5-2-5-7 is kind of like if I've helped people take off 100 pounds, 200 pounds. 2-5-2-5-2-5-7, meaning 2 shake, 5 cleanse. I'm sorry. Well, first you start with 2 shake, and then 2 cleanse, 5 shake, 2 cleanse, 5 shake, 2 cleanse, 5 shake, 2 cleanse. So, and then 2 cleanse, and then 7 shake days. But the truth is you can't mess this up. This is the biggest cheater program anyway. You would never need to do that much because you only have a small amount of weight to take off. But everybody that I've helped, take, 40, 50, 60, 100, 200 pounds off. And this is 10 years ago, like 5 years ago, 6 years later, they still look fantastic. Like Jim Cooper said, just keep a shake in your body every day and you're going to maintain it. But they all concur. It's the biggest cheater program out there. And I share that with people. I always want to remind them that it's not a diet. It's not a diet. If they call me and tell me they're hungry, then eat. If they start doing their, cleanse and then they start the next day and they don't want to do it anymore, fine, forget about it. Don't worry. They they're on the program and they're supposed to have a shake in the morning, lunch, and then a shake, but then they end up having, an invite to dinner. Don't worry about it. Go home later and have shake for dessert. Don't worry about it. Like, I don't ever stress about it. I never push people to, you've got to stop this, and that. Perfect story. I have a woman who is a 6-figure year income earner who, when she first got on the program, called and had this crazy headache. So I started asking her was she a caffeine consumer? Yeah, I eat coffee every day. And then anyway, so I said, listen, I need you to go make a cup of coffee. No. She says, no. I said, you need to go take a cup of coffee because I don't want you to blame this caffeine withdrawal on Isagenix. So I prayed with her, and the long and short, she took the cup of coffee. Before we were off the phone, I mean, you know how that would go. It started to go away. But so we never tell people that they have to stop anything. We tell them to monitor as their palate starts to change because their pH starts to rise, becomes more alkaline. They may not desire coffee. They may not desire the wine. We've seen people stop drinking. We've seen people stop smoking. Remember, the amino acids in this program are alive. This is an undenatured product, so it's not cooked to death. So a lot of people think of amino acids and they think of muscle development, but just the same way they use amino acid therapy to stop drug addicts with drug cravings, it helps stabilize brain chemistry and it stops cravings. You're stabilizing brain chemistry, you're stabilizing what your body's demands and needs are because you're providing so much good nutrition. So it's just really such an amazing program that, man, I always say it's like I have the cure for cancer in my pocket and I walk into the cancer ward and what am I going to not tell people? That's how I feel about this. I have to tell people about it because it's transforming people's health, the income opportunity, it's transforming people's lives. This is transforming people's lives. So it's just so rewarding. I absolutely, like there's not a skeleton in the closet that's going to come out one day and be like, oh, I knew something was, no, the more you look, the more you get.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. And of course the money is amazing. You know, you guys, I think you know that. I'm driven to help people. I love to see people replacing their 6-figure year incomes. And that involves numbers. As you're going through the numbers and as you're working, stop it. See my little eyes here? As you're working through the numbers, what happens is not everybody's going to be interested in the business. Not everybody's going to be interested. You know, it depends what you're interested in. But it's numbers. They may come in and they may not stay. You don't want to take that personal. We have a system they've got to choose to plug into. And so then it goes back to urgency and numbers going through.
Okay, great. That helps. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Patty, thank you so much. Go ahead.
One of my leaders, Sheila Darling, just popped on. She's been working. Sheila, is there anything that you'd like to ask of Patty? We're just finishing up here.
To thank her for starting this team. I'm driving because I got an actual paycheck my first week and I was shocked. I hadn't even set up my wallet. Woo! I know, it was exciting. So now I've been listening to your podcast and listening to all the phone calls at 8:30 in the morning. So I'm loving it.
Fabulous. I'm very excited. It's very exciting because those calls, all that Chuck's doing, major leadership with these guys, but all that's going on just allows you guys to just be so well trained, really. All you have to do is get in front of people, talk to people. How many people can you share this with? And then there's ways that you can just bring them on Zoom calls. I mean, it's perfect.
Right.
Okay, well, we appreciate your time, Chuck. I'll turn it over to you, and thanks for arranging this for us.
Patty, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know how busy you and Herb are, and I tell you, I've been in this industry 20 plus years. The team that Shirley has developed, I've never seen one as strong so fast. I mean, every lady she brings on, it's like, holy cow. I am super impressed with Shirley, and she's got people on her team that are even better than her, which is all incredible to believe. But I'm telling you, you're going to know these ladies. You and Herb will know these ladies, I promise you.
Absolutely. I believe it. They are definitely a strong group. I can tell.
Yes, they are. So thank you for taking time out. I know you guys are busy. We really appreciate it. And we can't hardly wait to see you in about 8-9 days. So thank you for coming to St. Louis. We'll make it worth your time.
Absolutely.
Peter's in Chuck's group.
Yeah,
Thank
I know
you.
that.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Yeah.
Patty.
Good night.
I do know.
Thanks,
Good night. Thank you.
Oh.
Thanks.
Thanks, Herb.
Okay, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.